Hello, day 28 in the 30-day challenge. Almost at the end. Almost. Shit, maybe if we run into someone here, we might ask them for some life lesson advice. But we'll see if we run into anyone. But I wasn't too sure of what to talk on today. And I kind of settled on bringing up relationships, because I don't think I've talked much on relationships in my videos yet. And got a little kitty over here, a little stray kitty. You don't see much of those here where I am. Okay, but yeah, relationships. I'm someone who finds it very hard to end relationships. Even when I know they should end, sometimes I find it real hard to cut the cord. And I think what ends up happening is that things get drawn out way longer than they should. And it ends up being harder to end things as shit gets worse. It just makes it harder and harder to let go. And that's something I currently suck at. Whether that is friendships or romantic relationships. But I've found, I think I was a lot better at this when I was younger. I've had so many different friends in my life, close friends that have come and go. And I've found when I didn't have much resistance to that, or didn't cling so much when I was a bit younger, friends would just kind of come and go smoothly, and there's no drama or anything when things ended, and then a new friend would come in and it would be another great experience and great relationship, and then eventually that one would kind of fizzle out for whatever reasons. You just kind of stop hanging out as much, and you know, you go enter different grades and maybe you're not in the same class, you're hanging out with different people. Like, stuff just happens like that when you're young. But I think as you get older and as it's harder to kind of make friends, I feel like, because everyone's got their own lives and all their stuff going on, I feel like people aren't as kind of open and available to having close friendships and making new friendships. And so I think that can cause us to cling on to relationships that aren't necessarily right for us anymore, that maybe have become toxic or one-sided, or maybe you've grown and it no longer feels right for you, but you don't want to let go of that relationship because we are afraid of being alone and being lonely. And it's almost like the fear of being alone and not having that validation through having someone who you hang out with. That fear of losing that is almost greater than the knowledge deep down that you know the relationship isn't right for you and may not be good for you. And I think maybe when they talk about abundance, having that mindset that, you know what, if I let go, yeah, it might be painful, it might be hard, but I know that's the right thing to do. I know that's the right thing to do. And I think when you do that, inevitably, every time, there's always something better around the corner. More often than not. And it's happened with me when I've drug out relationships far too long, because I find it's so hard to let go, and I find it hard to deal with heartbreak, even if you're the one ending things. Like, talking romantic relationships now, like when you're ending things, you know, it's still hard and you still experience that heartbreak and that loss. But I've found every time I've had the courage to do that, I've thought, oh man, there's no one who's gonna care for me or love me as much as this person did. I'm not gonna find someone who likes me as much or whatever. And but I ended up, because I knew it just wasn't right for me. It wasn't going a place that I felt good about. And every time I've been able to do that, there's been something better waiting on the other side. And it's so weird, man. It's like this weird fight between our human feelings and emotions and our gut instincts. I feel like there's always a battle going on between those two things. But I feel like once you have made that choice and followed your gut instinct, I think that after that you will get a good feeling. You will feel that feeling of peace. Initially you might have felt the resistance, but then you will get that feeling of peace. Yeah. So I think you in romantic relationships or friendships, that's something I really want to be better at, is being able to let go more easily and trust that something better will be on the other side of that relationship. And I think that's what some of the spiritual traditions talk about too, is kind of that non-attachment to things of life, including relationships. Being willing to let go and follow your gut, even though it may be scary. And you may experience some initial resistance. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to let go. It's so much easier said than done. But I think just living with an open heart, being willing to have new relationships and lose them, and love people and get rejected. Allow all those things to happen. I feel like that truly creates the space and the availability for all the right things and all the right relationships to find us. And yeah, this is something I really, like I said, want to get better at. Being willing to let go. I found myself clinging a lot more as I've gotten older to certain career paths and relationships, and I want to work on being able to just be able to let go and step into the unknown more. And that can be exciting too. It can be really exciting when you work on that skill, opening up yourself to the unknown. Because in the end, I think if you trust your gut, the universe has got your back. That's that higher intelligence that knows what's best for you. That's nature. Nature telling us where to go. And yeah. All right. Day 28. Nice day today, nice night, nice walk through the trees. And yeah, see ya. Peace.